Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and today I'm going to show you how to use your Ledger Stax device to secure Monero. We're going to use our Ledger Stax device in conjunction with the Monero wallet. So I'll show you how to get the Monero wallet downloaded and installed, and then as we initialize our wallet, I'll show you how to pair up your Ledger Stax device with the wallet so that your private key can be held safely and securely on the Ledger Stax. It's really a fun wallet to use. The Ledger Stax has a wonderful touchscreen which gives you a lot of information, so it's really easy to manage Monero using a Ledger Stax. I'll also show you how to fund the wallet. I'll show you a few places where you can acquire Monero, and then of course I'm going to show you how to do outgoing transactions and authorize those transactions on your Ledger Stax. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to need to do is get the Monero wallet downloaded. As I mentioned, this is the official Monero wallet. We're going to use this to manage our Monero. We're not going to use Ledger Live to manage Monero. Ledger Live is great for a lot of other cryptocurrencies, but it does not support directly managing Monero. We'll need this third-party wallet for doing it. And what better third-party wallet than the official Monero wallet? Make sure you're on the official website, getmonero.org. I'll put some links down in the description below so that you can make sure you're downloading the correct wallet. We'll go over here to Downloads, and we'll choose our platform. So I'm going to use the Windows 64-bit installer. It actually installs the wallet and puts all the folders in the right place for you. So I'll use that one. We can just drop this into our downloads folder. Now that we've done all that, we can start the install of the wallet, right? This file is, as I mentioned, our computer is objecting to this. It's telling us that it's not Microsoft certified. All right, so we just click More Info and say Run Anyway. All right, and there's our installer. We'll just go through this, accept the agreement. I'll let it go in the default location. This is where it's going to store the blockchain data. I recommend that you run a full Monero mode, and this is where all that blockchain data is going to be stored. It's very large. It's going to be larger than 90 gigabytes. It's around 200, at least on my machine it was. So you want to make sure you have plenty of free space. Let's hit Next. This is going to be the name of the file, and I'll let it create a desktop. All right. Now we'll go ahead and launch the wallet, and we'll get to this welcome screen. All right, so now that we've got the wallet launched, we'll hit continue here. I recommend advanced mode, where you're going to download an entire Monero blockchain to your machine. You can use simple mode, which is a lot less invasive to your computer. You don't have to download the entire blockchain, but it sacrifices some privacy and security because you could connect to a malicious node that might be able to track and trace you while using your Monero wallet, right? You want to use the full node for full security and privacy. All right. And so I'm going to create a new wallet. Now, you can create a standalone wallet at this point if you don't want to use your Ledger Stax or your Trezor or any other hardware wallet, but I promised you I would show you how to use your Stax for this. So we need to get the Stax connected. So I'll go ahead and connect my Stax device. All right, so I've got my Ledger Stax connected, but I need the Monero app, right? This is the only time we're going to need Ledger Live. So we'll go ahead and launch Ledger Live so we can get our Monero app installed. All right, so we've got Ledger Live launched. We need to go to the My Ledger section down here. We need to allow the secure connection. And we can search for Monero here. There's our Monero app. Let's hit install. It'll go ahead and install the Monero app for us. Keep an eye on your total storage. You want to make sure you have room for the Monero app. All right, there you go. You can see I have it on my device now, the Monero app. And now we're done with Ledger Live. We don't need Ledger Live anymore. As I mentioned, you cannot manage Monero within Ledger Live as an accountant. It does not support it in Ledger Live. I just need the app, right? So now that I've got the app installed on my device, I'm going to I'll open the app. All right, now that I'm in the Monero app, we'll go ahead and create the new wallet from hardware. All right, you can give it whatever name you want. All right, and there it is. It's going to store, I'll let it store in the default wallet. It puts it in the documents folder in Monero under wallets. Here's the trick where we choose our hardware wallet. Notice that Stax is available in the list now. I don't see Flex yet, but I'm sure they'll add Flex support sooner or later. So we'll choose Ledger Stax. You can see there's a little picture of it there. We'll choose Create Wallet. And we need to export the key from the wallet. This is the public key, not the private key. Go ahead and do that. Now we need to put a password on our wallet. All right, this is a local password on the wallet. All right, so let's hit next. I'm going to leave the default settings. All right. It's going to download the entire Monero blockchain for this wallet. I'll hit Create Wallet. All right, just click OK. Now it wants you to export the key again to access the wallet. So tap that and just give it a minute or two, maybe about 10 or 15 seconds, and it will begin to sync up with the Monero blockchain. It is going to take quite a while for the Monero blockchain to sync up. Depending on your internet connection, it could take anywhere from a few hours to a day or so. So be aware of that. All right, and there we go. So once both of those orange lines have completed, then the wallet is completely synced up. Now we can see that the wallet is completely synced up, and we can do a few test transactions. So we're going to have to consider, where are we going to acquire some Monero. The Get Monero homepage has some suggestions where you can buy it or acquire it. We've got these peer-to-peer exchanges like Bisq or HODL HODL, Basic Swap. And then there are some centralized exchanges where you can still buy Monero, Kraken being one of the better ones. And we can also get Monero on centralized swapping exchanges. Now, a swapping exchange, it is centralized, but you don't have to go through any KYC. So a lot of people will say something along the lines of, don't buy your Monero on a centralized exchange like Kraken, where you have basically identified yourself, right? It depends on your Monero philosophy. Now, since Monero is a privacy coin, a lot of people are under the impression that it's also totally anonymous. It's really not. So in order you really don't need to anonymously purchase Monero in order to take advantage of its features. So of course, It will be obvious that you own Monero if you buy it on a centralized exchange. But once the Monero is in your wallet, it is totally private. No one can track what you do with your Monero. But if you're trying to avoid detection of the fact that you even own Monero, then you might want to think about one of these swap type exchanges like Crypto Intercombino, Simple Swap, or even Changely. You might want to do your research. These you can basically send them crypto and they will send you back Monero. You could do it that way. You can send them Bitcoin and they will send you Monero into your wallet. So, for example, you would go into your Monero wallet, do a receive, and get your address and copy it into your clipboard. You can also create new addresses with labels that use the longer format of addresses. Maybe this would be even more private, but basically you would paste in your Monero address here, agree to the privacy. And keep in mind, a lot of these swap exchanges, they might require KYC if the transaction looks suspicious. So if you're trying to swap like 10 Bitcoins for Monero, it's most likely going to throw up some red flags, and they might require you to provide KYC. So in this type of situation, you can continue without an account. Maybe you'll have to jump through some CAPTCHA hoops, but they will allow you to send Bitcoin to this address, and then you will get your Monero. You may not be comfortable with this situation. You may feel more comfortable with a cryptocurrency exchange where you can purchase the Monero directly on the exchange and then transfer it from the exchange to your wallet. I'm a little more comfortable with that situation. But if you're worried and you don't want anyone to know you own Monero, you might try something like this using a VPN. So let's get some Monero into the wallet. So in this case, we would do a convert. I've got some Bitcoin in here. I can convert my Bitcoin to Monero. Just do a small test here. And that was easy peasy, right? You could fund your account with US dollars or any other crypto. I have Monero in my Kraken account. Let's go over to our wallet. Let's grab that address that we generated. We'll go back to Kraken. And this time we'll do a withdraw. All right, we'll need to add a new withdrawal address. All right, we'll call this Monero Stax. I may already have one of those in there. I'll call this one demo just in case. Let's paste in that address. We'll confirm that address. All right. All right, and then we'll just choose that Stax address that we just put in there. You know, maybe just eyeball it and make sure they the beginnings and endings match. I'll go ahead and send it all. It's not very much, just a small test. We'll hit withdraw, and there we go. And then we'll just wait for the Monero to hit our wallet. All right, and you can see the Monero has hit the wallet now. If we go to account, you can see the balance here. Now, if we go to send, you'll notice there's a little message up here telling us that we need to wait around 20 minutes for the whole balance to become spendable. The Monero has to completely confirm on the blockchain before it becomes spendable in your wallet. So you will need to wait. Even though it shows up in the wallet, you won't be able to send it out until it's fully confirmed. So when you go to the send section, it will give you the status of that, right? So we'll have to wait a little while before we can do a send out. Now that our wallet deposit has fully confirmed on the Monero blockchain, it is now spendable, so we can send it back out again. And this is where the Ledger Stax really shines. It's really a joy to use when you're confirming transactions because all of the information is presented very clearly and concisely on the screen. So I'm going to demonstrate an outgoing transaction. Now I'm just going to send it back to Kraken. You probably want to spend your Monero a little more wisely. There are a lot of places where you can spend your Monero. So if we go back to the home page here and check out merchants, there's a link here where you can see all the different places where you can spend your Monero with reviews and everything else like that. So it's a great working cryptocurrency, probably more than Bitcoin. I don't know that there are a lot of people out there spending their Bitcoin. But Monero is a great working cryptocurrency. A lot of merchants accept it. You can send it to your friends and family. All they have to do is get their wallet set up, and you can send and receive Monero back and forth. And the great thing also is that the Monero blockchain is not transparent, right? It is privacy-based. If someone tries to look at your wallet address, they will not see your balance or your transaction history. Even if you give someone your address, that's all they'll see is the address. They can't look up your transaction history. So it's a great cryptocurrency. But in today's case, I'm just going to send it back to Kraken. So we can just go over and we can just go back over to Kraken and say we want to transfer crypto and make a deposit. And in this case, we'll choose Monero. And there's the deposit address for my Kraken account. So I'll copy that into my clipboard. We'll go back over here and just paste it into the send interface. So we want to be in the Monero app. And we can click this icon up here to send it all. It's just a small test amount. We'll hit send. Okay. So this brings me, we'll revisit this in a minute, but basically what you might need to do, my device went to sleep and just woke up. So there are a few pitfalls in using the Monero wallet with your device. The first of which would be if you were to launch the wallet without the device attached. Of course, you know what will happen then, and it'll just tell you it can't find the device. But suppose you have your device connected, but you've forgotten to launch your Monero app. All right, so it's going to tell you no device found, even though the device is connected, because you have to be in the Monero app to do this. So go ahead and launch the Monero app. You should see that. Go ahead and put in your password. Right, and here's another pitfall. A lot of times you'll just be staring at your computer screen wondering what's going on, why hasn't the wallet opened? It's because your device is asking you to export the public key. So that's another pitfall. Make sure that when you open your wallet and enter your password that you tap this little button to accept, and then it will pull up the wallet. And as I mentioned, or as you saw, sometimes if the device goes into lock screen and you wake it up, you might need to relaunch the wallet so that it pairs up properly with your device. All right, now that we've got that done, we'll go ahead and paste in that address again. We'll click Send All. We'll click Send here. And notice what's happening on the device. You can see the transaction processing there. All right, and so you can swipe to see the details. Just swipe across. There's the fee. You can reject that if you want to. Once you've confirmed the fee, you can tap and it will take you to the next screen where you see the amount you're sending and the address you're sending to. This is really nice. You can see the entire address on the screen as opposed to the older Ledger Nano where you could only see pieces of your address and you had to scroll through. So now the entire address is presented on your screen. You can reject at this stage as well, but if you're satisfied, just tap. All right, and then we get to this stage and we want to hold to confirm. All right, and then the transaction is now signed. And then the last step is to confirm on your computer screen and re-enter your password. All right, so you can see the balance went to 0 there and the transaction went out. Now at this point we can shut down the wallet. We're done. We're finished with our device. We can safely disconnect our device and then we'll just wait for the Monero to show up in our Kraken account. All right, and we can see here that the Monero has arrived back in my Kraken account. And as I mentioned, I'll leave a link to this website. There are so many things you can do with your Monero. It's amazing. I had no idea, actually. So check out this link of all the ways that you can spend your Monero safely and securely and with a modicum of privacy, even in today's world. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.